All right, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, welcome the back. So today I thought we'd go over something a little bit different. I want to go over invasions mode because everyone seems to be talking about the bug that came out, the two-player advantage or one-player advantage, whatever it is, bug that came out, which understandably they should. It's a completely game-breaking bug, and I'm really surprised no tournaments like even mentioned it, but you know, that is what it is. Anyways, the thing I want to talk about is invasions mode because this is just another, I think, instance of how rushed this game feels, or how not fully fleshed out this game feels. And it doesn't only pertain to this game mode, but it also pertains to some of the characters, which I may do in another video. But like for Johnny, for instance, feels really fleshed out as a character. When he fights, you can hear the crowd cheering and booing, kind of depending on what happens, and just a lot of his moves are really dynamic to like what he's trying to accomplish in his star power. So it makes sense, and he makes sense and feels really good and fleshed out. Whereas you have again, as I said in my other video about how Omni-Man and Homelander will play, Kung Lao just really feels just like previous Kung Lao, just a little bit more flashy, a little bit different animations, but nothing really feels different. There's nothing that he's working towards during the match that you can do that feels special to him. It just feels like here's some strings that are really good, here's some buttons that are really good. But anyways, I digress. What I wanted to talk to you all about today is the Invasions game mode. This game mode, I'm just going to put it all out there up front, is boring. It's boring as hell. And it's not because it's PvE, because unlike most people, I don't mind me some good PvE gameplay. In fact, in Mortal Kombat 11, I thought the PvE gameplay wasn't too bad. I know a lot of people didn't like it and they complained about it a lot, but I felt like a lot of people that complained about it were people who played mostly PvP. Like the PvE community didn't mind the fact that you went into some matches and you didn't know if the add-ons you had were going to make a difference in that match, or if they were going to actually work. And then sometimes they didn't. You had to go like grind for another PvE in order to get the add-ons you needed, which was cool because you wanted to play PvE anyways. Of course, if you didn't want to play PvE, this became tedious because you're like, dang, I have to go fight another computer, and of course your thoughts on that are negative. But if you're wanting to do that and like that's your point of kind of playing the game, which I know isn't everybody, but there are some people who like to just get on and, you know, kind of mindlessly beat up the computer, which is perfectly fine. But that being said, the last system wasn't too bad, and I feel like they took a lot of that out just to kind of appease the community that kind of complained about it. But my thing is like, they kind of half-stepped, right? They made this PvP mode, or they made this RPG mode that isn't really an RPG, it's a PvE, and then the PvE isn't that good either. You have some instances where it comes to life a little bit, like there's a fight with Katana where in the middle of the fight she goes in the background and it's kind of like a mini game and you have to beat the little mini game. If they've kind of leaned into that a little bit more and made the fights more fun that way, that would be awesome. Give me some time, what are they called? The time queue or time snap events or whatever they're called, you know, where you have to press the button at the right time. Give me some of those events in the middle of my fight, right? Give me some different mini games in the middle of my fight. Don't give me more armor. That's what you don't give me. I don't want no more fucking like, here's just armor on every single move and this is how it gets hard. Like that shit is not fun. I don't know who told them that shit was cool and it's like, yeah, this is cool, I'm gonna play this. No, it is not fun at all. But as I was saying, there are so many different things that they can do with this game mode, and so many things don't matter in the game mode, right? Like the talisman doesn't matter. My talisman right now, it takes forever to start up, and sometimes the missile that's supposed to come out just doesn't come out. I don't know if it's because it was a frozen talisman and I changed it to chaos, but it's like, you let me do it, it said 100% success rate. What does it mean? And I wanted to know, like, what if I change this frozen talisman to chaos? Will it be frozen and chaos? Like, will it, you know, maybe it'll create a new element or something like that. Wouldn't that be cool? Like, there's so much that they could have done with it that that they just didn't do and didn't flesh out at all. And speaking more about the elements, those also suck, right? Like those don't do anything. It doesn't matter if someone is, you know, blood and you're chaos or whatever the fuck the case is. Like, it doesn't matter, because as long as you put all of your points into your health and your attack and your defense, nothing else matters, because you're just an absolute tank. And that's another thing for the RPG aspect, right? Only those stats matter. None of the other stats really matter. Like, who cares how good your special is unless you're planning on just zoning the hell out of everybody that you meet? But then, you know, where's the fun in that? I don't know how the computer reacts to that because I'm just not a zoning type person, but I'm sure it's not fun how the computer reacts because it's not fun how the computer reacts to regular shit, you know? And another point on that, how the computer reacts. Why am I playing the computer basically on easy mode or medium at best? I can't switch it to hard. I don't have a difficulty setting. Why not put a difficulty setting? Because you're afraid people are going to put it on very easy and fly through the game mode? Who cares? If that's how they want to play PvE, let them play it that way. Why constrict such a trivial thing and not make it to where people who actually want to play the game on hard, or maybe you want to play it on very hard, can do that? I would have I think a whole lot more fun playing this game mode on very hard, and with the, you know, keep the damn cheap armor if you want to, but at least if the PvE was on very hard, it would be more difficult, because then I'd be like, okay, I actually have to block when they're putting their strings together because they have this armor and I can't attack during these times, and there's all these things going on. And then every now and then it switches into like a game or a mini game, right? And like, this would be all these things put together in the right order and in the right fashion, and obviously don't make it to where you just can't beat it and it's just overwhelming, but to where it's fun and engaging. But all these things put together in the right order would make a good PvE. But at the moment, it's just not fun. And as a content creator, it's hard to even make it look fun, right? I end up skipping most of my matches because they're just me kind of doing the same combo to a bot over and over again. And who wants to watch that? The only entertaining part of the entire bit is looking at what's on the map and what skins you can get from the map. And that's another point. The skins that you can get from the map, you can unlock with seasonal credits, which you get from playing online anyway. So they give you a way to completely bypass invasions mode if you want to. It does not make sense. Like, why even put the game mode in if you're like, you don't really have to play it to get any. There's no exclusive skins in invasions mode. Nothing. Any skins that you might have seen that you're like, where do these people got? They probably got it from, you know, prestiging or mastering the character, whatever it's called. They more than likely didn't get it from invasions mode. And if they did, they didn't know that they could have just purchased it. Like, you can literally purchase any of the skins that you think are cool and that you like from invasions mode in the store with seasonal credits, not with anything that you have to purchase, with just seasonal credits. So just credits you get from playing the game regularly in any game mode. And I know a lot of you are like, cool, I don't have to play invasions mode. Cool. Then why have the game mode, right? Like, if that's the case, then just don't put the damn game mode in. Is it here for you just to say, look, I did it, here it is? We don't only have online mode, we also have invasions mode, right? Because let's be honest, like, those are the only real two modes. The story mode is what, 6 or 7 hours long? It's short as fuck. It's probably not even that. It's like 4 hours long. You know, unless you're playing on a super hard difficulty. And then there are just no other real game modes. Towers mode means absolutely nothing. You get like seasonal credits for it, which, you know, again, for what? You can get seasonal credits from pretty much every other game mode. There is literally no reason to play towers except for to practice brutals, maybe. That's the only reason I go into towers, is to practice getting brutals. And it's like, that shouldn't be the case. I understand you're like, oh, this is a classic game mode, we want to keep it in, but there's nothing really here. Why? Put that stupid ass art that you have in the shrine in the towers mode. At least I'll be like, oh cool, another art, kind of like I used to do in the older games. The only time you played towers was because you were bored, and every now and then you got a cool art piece and you were like, oh, that's actually really dope, you know what I mean? And you like took a picture of it or some shit. But right now it's like, there's absolutely no reason to play it because all the art is in the shrine, which is another issue that I kind of have here. Like, why the fuck is the shrine absolutely terrible? There's nothing in there but art, and most of the art is bullshit. I don't understand why it's there. I spent and it's $1,000. Are you kidding me? There's absolutely no reason for that. 1,000 or coins, whatever the fuck it is, like, there's zero reason for it to be 1,000. Maybe if it were 50, like each art piece were 50, you know, each match you get like 250, you can get 4 or 5 art pieces out of one match. Like, cool, you know what I mean? Maybe I'll sit there and spam the art all day and you know, just kind of do that. And like when you're bored and you don't want to be online, you kind of just want to mindlessly play the game, you earn some art, that would be cool. But it's like, no, you got to go into the shrine, which used to be the main place where you could kind of spin the wheel and get some really cool stuff, but it just doesn't happen. And I think my biggest gripe about all of this is there isn't any real exclusive stuff except for the stuff you have to pay for, right? Those are the only things that are like, you cannot get this unless you pay money. There's nothing that you can just earn that is really exclusive to that game mode. Like there's nothing in Invasions that if you went into Invasions, you couldn't get it anywhere else, which would incentivize people to actually play it, right? And would even make it a little bit better, just knowing that you're striving and kind of grinding through this shit for actually something good, for something that no one else who didn't grind through it can get. You know what I mean? Like if there was something really spectacular at the end, once you fought the end dude and you got like something that nobody else got, okay, cool. Then you have that skin forever. You can kind of be like, yo, I grinded through this shit that season. It took me a while, but I got it, and now I can show it off every season from here on out, and it'll never come back, and it'll never be purchasable in a store. Those two things are super fucking important, because if it ever comes back and if it's ever purchasable in the store, you make all that grinding and everything they did for nothing. And it's a super slap in the face for everyone who played that game mode during that time. So, you know, again, those are my thoughts on this game mode. Please let me know your thoughts in the comments below. Let me know if you agree or disagree. If you absolutely love this game mode and I'm just tripping and I'm like expecting too much, let me know. That could definitely be the case. Other than that, if you liked, leave a like, subscribe, do all the things. This has been Yahta Gaming. We will see you in the next one. Stay safe, be blessed, and I'm out.